Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, this is where we break down vehicles with clarity and depth. No hype, no fluff, just real insight into what makes them stand out. Today, we are diving into one of the most interesting vehicles of 2026, the all-new Mitsubishi Delica. This video will explore everything about this new generation of the Delica, its origins, the design evolution that made it what it is today, its new hybrid and diesel powertrains, how it drives on-road and off, what's changed inside, and why this might be one of the most misunderstood but quietly brilliant family vehicles on sale. So make sure you hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments below, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our deep dive reviews. Let's jump straight in. The legend Reborn. Why the Delica still matters. For many in Asia and the Pacific, the word Delica isn't just a model name, it's part of family memory. Since its first generation in the late 1960s, the Delica was built around a simple idea: a van that could go anywhere. Over decades, that idea matured into something iconic, a tough, go-anywhere people mover that became beloved by families, adventurers, and even overlanders who needed space and reliability above all else. From the Delica Star Wagon of the 80s, to the Space Gear of the 90s, and the Delica D5 that ran strong for more than a decade, each generation of the vehicle carried a reputation for ruggedness that most minivans could only dream of. It could tackle mountain passes, muddy trails, and endless coastal highways while keeping passengers comfortable inside. It was Japan's answer to the question, what if a family van could climb a mountain? Now, in 2026, Mitsubishi is taking that heritage and updating it for the electrified era. The result is the Delica D6, a vehicle that keeps the soul of adventure but wraps it in modern design, new technology, and plug-in hybrid power. Developed under the concept Adventure for All, this new Delica was designed from the ground up to be as comfortable hauling kids to school as it is driving through the countryside on weekends. Unlike many automakers that abandoned their rugged roots for softer crossovers, Mitsubishi has doubled down on identity. The new Delica is built to remind families that adventure doesn't need to be sacrificed for comfort. It's the company's way of saying, yes, you can still have both. Design: the van that grew muscles. If the outgoing Delica D5 looked a little quirky, the 2026 Delica grows up and bulks up. Mitsubishi calls it a van with the stance of an SUV. And the moment you see it, that description makes perfect sense. The front design is upright and powerful. It follows Mitsubishi's latest dynamic shield styling philosophy, but the execution here feels bolder and more purposeful than anything before. A tall front fascia with a wide, almost vertical grille dominates the face. The grille surface features an intricate mesh design beneath a glossy acrylic panel, flanked by split LED headlamps, slim daytime running lights up top, and square projectors below, forming a T-shaped light signature that ties directly into Mitsubishi's SUV lineup. The hood sits high and level, giving the vehicle a sense of authority on the road. The bumper carries strong horizontal elements, metallic skid plate accents, and thick fog lamp housings. You can tell that Mitsubishi wants the Delica to look capable even before it moves. From the side, the Delica has evolved into something far more balanced. The profile still maintains the high roof, long glass design that gives vans their practicality, but the stance has changed entirely. It's now broader, squarer, and set higher off the ground, with ground clearance between 185 and 200 millimeters, depending on trim. The wheel arches are lined with matte black cladding, adding both protection and a visual cue of toughness. At 4,800 millimeters long and 1,850 wide, it's larger than before, and the extended 2,850 millimeter wheelbase gives it real presence. The floating roof effect created by blacked-out pillars, together with subtle chrome detailing along the windows, gives it a premium but purposeful edge. Around the back, Mitsubishi kept things vertical and functional, but distinctly modern. Tall LED taillights stretch upward along the sides of the tailgate, echoing the front light signature. A large glass window offers excellent visibility, and the bumper once again carries SUV-inspired cladding and silver finishing to visually tie both ends together. A power tailgate is available on higher trims, giving easy access to the huge cargo area. Two-tone color combinations, like off-white with green or sand beige with black roof, give it an outdoorsy flavor. This is a van that doesn't hide its shape, it embraces it. Instead of trying to look sleek or sporty like a crossover, it looks confident and functional. That's what makes it distinctive. Powertrain, plugged-in confidence. Now let's talk about what powers this new Delica. Mitsubishi has brought in some serious technology from its flagship models, especially the Outlander PHEV, to ensure this vehicle feels every bit as modern as it looks. For 2026, buyers can choose between two main powertrain configurations depending on the market. The flagship model is a 2.4-liter plug-in hybrid electric vehicle PHEV system, the same proven setup found in the Outlander, tuned here for smoother low-end torque and heavier loads. It combines a 2.4-liter Atkinson cycle M1 VEC gasoline engine with dual electric motors, one on the front axle and another on the rear. Together, they deliver about 250 horsepower, 185 to 190 kilowatts, sent through Mitsubishi's Super All-Wheel Control (SAWC) system. The battery pack, neatly placed under the floor, keeps weight low and interior space intact. Fully charged, it can travel roughly 70 to 80 kilometers on pure electric power, ideal for everyday urban driving. Once the charge runs out, it seamlessly switches to hybrid mode, giving a combined range of over 800 kilometers depending on conditions. For regions where hybrid infrastructure is still developing, Mitsubishi offers a 2.2-liter turbo diesel option paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission. Producing around 148 horsepower and 360 newton-meters of torque, this version focuses on torque, range, and fuel efficiency, particularly for markets in Southeast Asia and the Middle East. Both powertrains are designed for versatility rather than sheer performance. What they share is an emphasis on usable torque, quiet operation, and low maintenance. The hybrid version feels refined in city driving, with instant electric torque making takeoffs smooth and silent. On highways, the petrol engine hums along quietly, assisted by the electric motors for overtakes or steep climbs. And when the pavement ends, Mitsubishi's SAWC system takes over, a setup that integrates active yaw control, traction control, and wheel-specific torque distribution. There are multiple driving modes: normal, gravel, snow, mud, and power, allowing the Delica to adapt to weather and terrain. It's not pretending to be a hardcore off-roader, but if you find yourself on a rough track, it feels far more confident than most vehicles in its class. Interior. Comfort meets adventure. Stepping inside the new Delica is where you realize Mitsubishi didn't just want to make another family van. They wanted to make a space that feels both rugged and relaxing. The first impression is one of openness and visibility. Thanks to the upright A-pillars, massive glass area, and elevated seating position, the dashboard design is a major leap forward. Gone are the dated plastics of older models, replaced by a clean, horizontal layout with layered soft-touch materials, contrasting stitching, and brushed metal accents. The centerpiece is a 12.3-inch touchscreen for Mitsubishi's SmartLink display audio system, paired with an 8-inch digital instrument cluster in higher trims. The screen supports wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and in some markets, over-the-air updates and vehicle telematics via Mitsubishi Connect. Practicality, as you'd expect, is everywhere. The Delica comes in both 7- and 8-seat configurations. The 7-seater uses captain chairs for the second row, each with sliding, reclining, and folding functions, while the 8-seater opts for a traditional bench. The third row can fold flat into the floor, opening up a massive cargo bay capable of swallowing everything from camping gear to bicycles. Every row gets its own air vents, cup holders, and USB ports, both Type A and Type C, along with thoughtful touches like seatback trays, deep door pockets, and storage bins under the floor. Mitsubishi has clearly studied how real families use space. Ambient lighting, available in 64 colors, sets the tone at night, and the panoramic sunroof brightens the cabin by day, enhancing the sense of space. Sound insulation is much improved, with laminated glass and thicker door seals reducing outside noise to a whisper. The seating comfort is another highlight. Mitsubishi's engineers reshaped the cushions with multi-density foam, making long drives far less fatiguing. The second-row captain chairs slide forward to allow easy third-row access, and the flat floor means no awkward steps or bumps inside. The result is a cabin that feels like a lounge on wheels, comfortable, modular, and genuinely premium for its class. Technology and safety, confidence for every journey. In the modern SUV and MPV world, technology isn't just about entertainment, it's about safety and confidence. Mitsubishi has packed the Delica with a comprehensive suite of active and passive safety systems. The latest version of My Pilot Assist brings semi-autonomous driving to the table, combining adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, and traffic jam assist. It can manage acceleration, braking, and mild steering input on highways, making long drives more relaxing. Other standard features include forward collision mitigation with pedestrian detection, blind spot warning, rear cross-traffic alert, automatic high beams, and driver attention monitoring. A 360-degree camera system provides multiple viewing angles for tight parking spaces, and higher trims add parking sensors on all corners and a hands-free power tailgate. Structurally, the Delica continues to use Mitsubishi's RISE body construction, short for Reinforced Impact Safety Evolution, which integrates energy-absorbing crumple zones with a rigid safety cell to protect occupants during collisions. 6 airbags are standard, with curtain coverage extending to the third row. On the digital side, the infotainment system supports smartphone integration, voice control, and remote access through the Mitsubishi Connect app. Owners can check battery status, lock or unlock doors, pre-cool or preheat the cabin, and even locate their vehicle, all from their phone. The system feels responsive and intuitive, with menus arranged clearly. Physical knobs remain for climate control and volume, a small but important detail that ensures usability even on bumpy roads. All of this makes the 2026 Delica not just a capable family hauler, but a truly modern one, matching or surpassing the safety tech you'd find in far more expensive SUVs. Driving experience: calm, capable, and surprisingly refined. Driving the Delica feels unlike any traditional van. The elevated position gives you the sense of control you'd expect from an SUV, but the steering and suspension setup make it easier to handle than its size suggests. In daily traffic, the PHEV version feels wonderfully smooth. It starts silently in EV mode, gliding through city streets with no vibration and instant torque. The steering is light but accurate, and the turning radius, thanks to thoughtful packaging, is tight for a vehicle this large. Mitsubishi tuned the steering ratio and suspension geometry to make U-turns and tight corners easy, which is a blessing in narrow urban areas. When the engine joins in, the transition is seamless. The CVT transmission simulates stepped gear shifts for a more natural feel. Power delivery is linear, and even with a full load of passengers, the Delica moves confidently. The suspension setup, McPherson struts in front and a multi-link rear, soaks up rough surfaces gracefully. Ride comfort is excellent, with little body roll and strong damping even over broken roads. On highways, the Delica cruises quietly at 100 to 120 kilometers per hour. Wind noise is minimal, and road vibrations are well controlled. The hybrid system continuously adjusts between electric and gasoline drive to optimize efficiency, often shutting the engine off during coasting or light loads. Then there's the off-road side of the story, the part most family vans never get to tell. The Delica's super all-wheel control system monitors grip at each wheel and adjusts torque distribution instantly. On gravel or dirt, it feels stable and secure, never twitchy. The electric motor's torque helps it crawl smoothly over uneven terrain, while the generous ground clearance means you won't scrape the underside on small rocks or ruts. It's not a rock crawler, and Mitsubishi doesn't market it as such. But for families who love road trips, to the mountains, beaches, or countryside, the Delica offers the confidence to keep going when the pavement ends. Braking is predictable. Regenerative braking blends nicely with mechanical brakes, and the pedal feel is firm without being harsh. Visibility is outstanding, thanks to the large windows and high seating, making it one of the easiest large vehicles to drive in its class. Trim levels, Pricing and market positioning. Mitsubishi has structured the 2026 Delica lineup strategically, offering variants that fit both everyday families and adventure enthusiasts. In Japan, it's offered in several trims, starting with base G and P grades, moving up to premium and PHEV Ultimate Adventure models. Pricing starts around 5.1 million yen for the base diesel version and rises to about 6.9 million yen for the fully loaded PHEV, roughly $35,000 to $47,000 equivalent, depending on exchange rates and equipment. In global markets like Indonesia, Thailand, the Philippines, and potentially Pakistan, Mitsubishi plans to localize production and offer more accessible configurations, possibly starting around $40,000 equivalent, depending on duties and options. Positioning-wise, the Delica sits between traditional minivans and mid-size SUVs. It's not trying to compete directly with luxury MPVs like the Toyota Alphard or Hyundai Staria, but it clearly aims to outclass crossovers like the Honda CR-V or Toyota Rush in versatility. Think of it as a more rugged, go-anywhere alternative to the Kia Carnival, a family van that doesn't shy away from dirt roads. Mitsubishi's strategy is simple: dominate the adventure family vehicle niche that others ignore. By offering genuine all-wheel drive, hybrid efficiency, and real passenger comfort in one package, they're creating a unique identity in an overcrowded SUV market. Where it could improve: honest realities. No vehicle is flawless, and the Delica has its trade-offs. The boxy design, while charming to enthusiasts, might not appeal to buyers who prefer sleek, aerodynamic lines. The PHEV model, though efficient, carries a higher initial price that may overlap with more luxurious crossovers. The diesel version, on the other hand, might feel underpowered when fully loaded, especially on steep grades. While interior materials are vastly improved, the third-row space still feels tight for adults on long journeys. It's comfortable for kids and short trips, but not ideal for full-size passengers over long distances. And while the ride is comfortable, the high center of gravity means it can't completely escape the occasional side-to-side sway typical of tall vehicles. The absence of a fully electric BEV variant might disappoint some markets moving quickly toward EV adoption. However, Mitsubishi has hinted that a pure electric Delica may follow later in the decade, possibly sharing components with future Outlander or Renault, Nissan, Mitsubishi Alliance models. Still, for what it offers now, space, versatility, and off-road confidence, the Delica delivers more than expected. The 2026 Mitsubishi Delica stands as proof that practicality doesn't have to mean boring. It's a family vehicle that respects your everyday needs, but still dares you to take the long road home. It's the bridge between the urban commute and the untamed countryside, capable, dependable, and genuinely different from anything else in its price range. In an age where most automakers are blurring their lineups into similar crossovers, Mitsubishi is doing something brave. They've built a vehicle that proudly carries its shape, its purpose, and its history. The Delica doesn't pretend to be a sleek SUV or a luxury shuttle. It's exactly what it claims to be: a go-anywhere, do-anything, carry-everyone machine. If you're a family that loves weekend adventures, long road trips, or simply appreciates vehicles with character, the new Delica might just be the most honest companion you can buy in 2026. So, what do you think? Has Mitsubishi done enough to keep the Delica legend alive? Or has the modern world moved past vehicles like this? Let me know your thoughts down below. If you enjoyed this deep dive, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe for more detailed automotive reviews, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss our next breakdown. Thanks for watching, and as always, drive safe, stay curious, and never stop exploring.